Hello, everybody. My name is Preston Schleiss, and for the Unsung Hero speech, I have chosen Sir William Herschel. Sir William Herschel, in the course of researching his entire career, has a quote that I absolutely love. And it goes something like this: Seeing, in some respects, is an art that needs to be learned. I love this quote because I believe it really underlines all of his scientific and astronomical achievements over his career, which I will get more into. Sir William Herschel was born in Germany in 1732. He was born to a relatively large family with several brothers and sisters. It wasn't until he turned around 19 or 20 that he moved to England to pursue his music career. He was a very well known musician, relatively well known. He would go on to compose several songs and also perform in these songs. He was both a composer and a musician. He would gain some success, some fame, and definitely a large amount of money, which allowed him to pursue one of his passions later in life, astronomy. In 1766, he started this hobby, and he wouldn't really pursue it fully until later in life, but he definitely enjoyed doing it in his free time. And one of his most groundbreaking discoveries was in 1781 when he discovered the planet Uranus. This was cool because he originally thought it was a comet, but he realized that the orbit was too stable and it was around the sun. So he kind of decided to look into it more and realized it was actually a planetary body. It was too close, it was too clear to be anything but that. So when he originally named it, he was actually going to name it after the King of England at the time, King George III. Sorry. George was very flattered by this and actually knighted Sir William Herschel, which is why he has the Sir in front of his name, and also appointed him head astronomer of England, which allowed him to fund his research. Now they would go back, the scientific community would actually rename George's star to Uranus, following the normal planetary naming convention. However, this allowed Herschel the financial freedom to pursue his career in astronomy, which he would pursue very well. His next largest endeavor was actually systematically mapping out the night sky, and he did this over several years. Notably, he did this with his sister, Caroline. It's important to note her because she did have a large contribution to this. It wasn't just Herschel, William Herschel, I should say. She did a lot of the calculations for him and also did a lot of the drawings for him. They would go through the night sky and they would map it over several years. And this had been done before by by other astronomers, I should say. But Herschel, the Herschel family had a bit of an advantage. William Herschel was a prolific telescope inventor and designer. So he actually designed at the time, what was probably the strongest telescope, a 20-foot double reflective telescope. So it's a new design. Double reflector allows for better clarity when viewing planetary bodies, and the length of it, the 20-foot telescope, allowed for larger magnification. So this allowed them to better map the night sky, and they discovered over 2,500 new nebulae and stars in the night sky. Absolutely groundbreaking, completely revolutionized astronomy. People now knew how vast how vast the universe was. Among other astronomical achievements, he was a renowned astronomer. Moving away from his accomplishments in astronomy, William Herschel's biggest discovery that would go not unnoticed, but would go uncelebrated for years was his discovery of infrared light or infrared radiation. This was done by him playing and experimenting with prisms. And for those of you who don't know, prisms are these crystalline pyramids that when you shine light into them, they actually separate light into its full spectrum of colors and blaze them out individually. So you can see each wavelength of light. So William Herschel, what he did was he wanted to map the temp, or he wanted to figure out if they had different temperatures. So he lined up a thermometer in each ray of light and waited, several hours for the temperature to rise. And what he found was that certain rays of light descending towards red light would get incrementally warmer. So there was a slight increase every time all the way down to red light. So he theorized, what if I put a thermometer past red light? What would I discover? And he discovered infrared light. It was named infrared for for under red. So infra meaning under. So under red, infrared light, which this discovery wouldn't really go anywhere, really, for a long time. The technology wasn't there. They didn't really have a use for it. Just something kind of cool, something a little uncelebrated, unsung, if you will. And it wasn't until modern times when we were able to better harness infrared light that we were able to find all the wonderful things we can do with it. For one, we use it in the medical field extensively. It's in all these medical scanners, non-invasive medical scanners, allowing for medical staff to better examine the human body and diagnose problems, as well as huge military and police applications for security. Also, some notable applications in construction. But my favorite is the James Webb Telescope. It combines two of William Herschel's one of his most phenomenal inventions and one of his most phenomenal discoveries. It's a double reflector telescope that is sent out into deep space, and it uses infrared light to detect distant galaxies and stars that we can't see with regular light. It is by far the coolest invention ever, and it's a culmination of William Herschel's arguably two greatest inventions. He is definitely one of the unsung heroes of science. He's known more for the things he's done than by his name. I'm sure after explaining him, a lot of people know who he is now. So I hope you really enjoyed my presentation, and I hope I taught you something about Sir William Herschel. Thank you.